Alright, here we are back on the Karmann Ghia, and what we're doing, okay, because it seems like I'm the only fucking guy here that knows what we're doing, okay, I already got the other side done, alright, you saw how I replaced the whole rocker panel, and it looks like I'm gonna have to replace a section of this fucking rocker panel too, motherfucker. Thought we'd get away with not having to do that, but I see several rust holes here, so yeah. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Looks like we got ourselves a hole right here, and that's a rust hole, okay? We got a bunch of little rust holes all over. Go all the way right here. You can't really see them good from where you're at. But what I did to bust my spot welds loose, okay? I used my plasma cutter, and what I did is I cut in a small circle just to get the spot welds cut. Now I'm not going to replace that whole panel, because that would be a waste of time for everybody. Okay, this is called a patch panel. Alright, just because you get a panel this big, don't be an idiot and fucking replace the whole thing. Okay? You see what I'm saying? I mean, if the damn thing came in the mail this big, would you replace that? If it came the whole quarter panel, would you replace the whole quarter panel? No. Okay? What you want to do is cut out only the part that needs fucking replaced. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this section out. Okay? First what I'm going to do is I'm cutting this out. If you notice, what I did here, okay, is I didn't measure it out. I didn't waste my time and precisely do this and that and all this other stupid shit. What I did is I took some tape and I outlined my rust, okay? Now, I could actually go right to here, but I see this big clump of Bondo, and it's telling me that there's fucking probably rust under there that somebody Bondoed up, and the rust is actually bleeding down into it. So I'm gonna come back here, a couple spot welds over, so I can spot weld that back, because I'm going to have to cut this section out. Alright? And if you notice, I don't even have to cut it out, because our panel has the cutout right there. So that's going to be a good item to measure off of. And one more thing, let me show you a little secret on these patch panels that they should have fucking done at the factory. Okay? If you look right here, okay? If you look right here, you're going to see some little nipples. All right, there's one, and there's another one right there. And what those nipples are, okay, they let the water and the moisture drain out of the rocker panel. Okay? And if Volkswagen would have done that, guess what? We wouldn't have a fucking rust bucket here. Okay? If they would have put their ingenious minds together and said, let's do that, instead of stroking each other, okay? So, let me get this cut out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut on the inside of the line, and when you get to this point here, you're gonna find that there's lead. Okay. Always wear your safety. Just like that. And your eye protection. That's very, very good to do that. Now, the best way to clean that lead off with the edge of a cutting wheel. What that's going to do, you're going to go back and forth on it, and it's going to cut it down, but you're not going to cut the metal, okay? So you're going to take it, you're going to like so. What I did is I went ahead and took my die grinder, my cutting wheel, and I grinded the rust, no I'm sorry, I grinded the lead off of the metal. Now you can actually, you know, get real precise with it and heat that up and the lead will fucking melt off, this, that, and the other, but you know, what the hell, right? How many people you know has a fucking cutting torch in their garage? Okay, or you know, yeah, you can use a propane torch and you can use this, but I'm telling you, for replacing that panel the quickest way, because we're not going to do nothing up in here, see? okay? So why fucking take all that out and cause more work when all we're gonna do is take the panel off from the lip and around. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my cutting wheel like so, and I'm gonna go ahead and start my cut, okay? In a nice straight angle. Okay, that's a good tip for everybody out there. You see, there you go, look how straight that line is. Look how straight that line is. Tape, my friend, body shop tape, is more handy dandy than you would think in a body shop. Tape can be used for more than painting your fucking car. This is called an air saw, all right? For everybody that doesn't know out there. See there? You can buy these at your local tool supply, maybe Sears. I happen to get this one off one of the major tool trucks in town. And that fucker's running behind because my blades are dull and he needs to get his ass over here. I'm gonna find someone else to get my fucking shit from. Once I get the cuts started on here in the corners, I'm gonna take my air saw and I'm gonna precisely finish the cuts with that, just like so. And then I'm gonna come back and pop the spot welds off, and this panel should fall out of place. So, that's how you remove a rust bucket piece of shit panel off a fucking rust bucket Karmann Ghia. And the owner better appreciate all the fucking work I'm doing for him, because I'll tell you what, I don't even want to say it. It might incriminate something that we don't want happening. When we get it done, we'll come back and follow up.